All right, we're recording a message for the students in COMM 101, the public speaking course, and there is improvement, and that's always a good sign. The areas where we have the most problems are simply areas where directions aren't being followed, and these are where you become your own worst enemy. Let's go over a few of those that pretty much hit everybody. First of all, look and listen to your posted video. If you see a problem, definitely I'm going to see a problem. And plus, when I look at it and I see multiple problems, I have to wonder how come you didn't see the same problems. So for instance, if the video is so dark that I can't see your face, then I can't judge the things I need to be able to judge while you're speaking. You should be able to notice that, and then you need to address that on your end. I can do nothing about that on my end. So now let's talk about some of those things. Video is too dark. Interesting this time, the number of people who stood in front of windows or patio doors or stood in front of very bright lights behind them. The camera iris is kind of funny. It opens and closes. See what's happening to the light here? Based on the brightest thing in the picture. We have one instance where a student wore a white shirt. That white shirt alone caused the iris on the camera to iris down to the extent that the amount of light on the subject's face became very, very difficult to see her face. So, bright lights behind you, clothing that's very bright, shiny jewelry, anything like that will cause the iris to do things which makes it very difficult for us to be able to see you. It reacts to the brightest thing in the picture. White is a reason in television that they don't wear white. And all of the things that I'm talking about now are like, this sounds like television production. In a sense, it is, but it's what's in causing problems with me being able to properly judge your speeches. So they're too dark. I can't hear you. There's a lot of room noise. Please, it's clearly stated what the camera shot should be. See this? An inch or two above my head, bust line. That is the shot that is required. With the low quality video and with the teeny tiny picture, it's hard enough to see your face. And when you're farther back than this shot that you see right now, it's even more difficult. There is no audience, not enough of an audience, or you only show me 3 people in the audience, making me assume that there's a camera operator there someplace. I must see 4 people in your audience. They must pass in front of the camera. They must pause 4 to 5 seconds in order for me to see their face. Then they go and sit down. I do not need to see them again. Once you start your video, do not turn off the camera. Don't show me an audience, turn off the camera, and then start your speech. At that point, the audience could have been there 2 days ago and gone home. I have no way of knowing. The camera must keep running through the entire speech. If you show me your audience in the way I've just described, there is no need after they walk in front of the camera for you to show me them sitting down. One time in front of the camera, please read those instructions. I still have a lot of problem hearing dogs, kids, TVs in adjacent rooms. Now, with respect to the speeches, I'm still getting an incredible number of speeches with no notes, no outline, and sometimes when I get both of them, they're not labeled, and it's very difficult for me to try to figure out what you intend to be what. I must have speaker notes, I must have speech outline for every speech, as it says, and they must be labeled for what they are. Your appearance. You should always dress for a speech. You don't want to appear like you don't care about how you sound or look or anything else. Sweatshirts, hoodies, stuff you'd wear around the house on a weekend, probably not the right thing. On the other hand, I'm not telling you have to wear a ball gown and a tuxedo in order to do your speech, but do dress appropriately. Practice your speech so you have some idea of what the length of your speech is. We're getting speeches that are just way, way too short, especially this time where you had a 5 to 7 minute kind of bearing on the speech. Credibility. If you'll read the rubrics on the grading, you will see that credibility, established credibility. Now, that is done very readily and very easily. You can say, I've been a fan of French cooking all of my life. You've established your credibility. I have a small shop where I tinker around and repair things. If you're talking about repair or handyman issues, you've established your credibility. All my life, my family has lived on farms. Therefore, you've established your credibility. It doesn't have to be, show me your degrees and things like that, but it's got to be some reference about why you are talking about this topic, representing yourself as authoritative or knowledgeable on the topic. I've got to understand that. Where is that coming from? Why are you doing that? Flow and pauses. Flow must go continuously. We've had some of you stand up and start your speech. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about cooking. You killed yourself at the very beginning of your speech. No, don't do that. Flow must be consistent. Pauses are something you put in for effect, but also when you have a problem in the speech, you want to make sure that the pause does not get so long that it becomes a problem. Articulation. There's no such word as gonna or goin'. There's I am going to, I am going. Please get the ing endings on your words. It's not jest, it's just. It's not for, it's for. Make sure you're articulating your words. It's very, very important when you're giving a speech that you have proper articulation. All right, I'm going to stop here, and then we'll go into the actual critiques of the speeches.